Is it important to participate in class?
Absolutely. It's extremely important. If you're not speaking out in class, the professor doesn't know who you are. It's always interesting to see how professors can pick up your name without you actually talking. It boggles my mind, but it's so important to be sort of at the front of the class. There's a lot of empty seats up front, you guys. It's super important to be noticed by the professor. You are going to be able to develop a rapport with the professor. If you can get to the point where you're joking with the professor while being respectful, that can turn into a really positive collaboration, and the professor that you might make fun of behind their back could end up becoming your advisor or something very useful.
It can be a kind of intimidating, especially in a graduate seminar, the professor is talking at kind of an elevated level, but the expectation is that you contribute, right? You're part of a learning community, and I tend to be naturally shy, and I sort of take the risk to say, here's my opinion on this, right? And I think that's a good model to follow because, number one, as people have mentioned, you establish a relationship with your professor. If you make a mistake, they correct you, you learn something. And if you participate regularly, they get to know who you are. When you need a letter of recommendation for something, if there's an opportunity in the department and they know you, it works to your advantage. And, I'm in a graduate seminar. I don't think we have any international students, but there are people who just sit there and it's a, 3-hour seminar. And the professor, because I talk, has asked me before, hey, do you know why no one else is saying anything? What should I do? So I think from our perspective, it's important to participate, and you prepare and whatever you need to do before class, and then try. It's good practice for going beyond school because if you've ever worked and if you haven't, you're going to be in a situation eventually when you're in a meeting with someone and they say, "What do you think?" And practicing and sort of maybe making a mistake in a seminar, you kind of learn how to have that personality come forward. That's really important.
And culturally speaking, being silent is perceived differently. So in my culture in Japan, being silent means being polite. We don't want to bother people like speaking loud and talking too much. We don't like it. But in here, if you are very silent and quiet, you might be perceived as passive. So you don't have interest, you are not listening, you are not very, I don't know how to say, but sometimes you get a kind of negative impression for being silent. So one day in my class, I was being polite, which was silent, I mean, and so I was listening to my classmates speaking, and one day I realized, oh, they speak so much. They keep talking and talking and talking, but are they saying that good thing or important things? Sometimes they are just saying like their wife are beautiful or their kids are cool, and nothing related to classes. So I think about it. Maybe I can say something more important. Maybe I can contribute to the class a little bit more. So I decided to go. So at the class, I started to ask questions, make comments, and do some suggestions. Then my professor was like, "Oh, Shoki, good question. You are on fire." On fire? What's that? It kind of a little bit embarrassed me, but more than that, I was proud of it, and I finally was able to contribute to the class. I can do it, and since then I feel more confident to speak up and ask questions and make comments. And it doesn't matter your English is not really good. You see, I have a strong accent, or maybe Japanese accent or something, I don't know. But it can still make sense. People can understand you, and people can be patient. So please don't be afraid and just go ahead.